Sawadee Cup and welcome to another episode here for the Funkit Pod. A very short one. Media Prof reacts to the Lensa AI app. You've probably seen this by now. If you're on social media, there's no escaping it. There's no hiding from it. Everybody and their grandma sharing like those AI-generated selfies of themselves. They look pretty cool. It looks really futuristic, depending on whatever template you're picking when you're creating those AI avatars. And it looks kind of cool and different, and until everybody does it, of course. And I was just wondering, like why is everyone doing that? I mean, I understand the novelty and it looks cool and so on, but now that everybody does it, is it still cool? And also, I mean, how much did they pay all those influencers to do it? Because of course, like celebrities did it, influencers did it, and then it took off, and now everybody's doing it, right? On Twitter, on Instagram, you see it everywhere. And the thing is, like now my reaction to it, call me German if you want to, but like I'm paranoid when it comes to this, because like how does it work, right? So you download the Lensa app, which is by Prisma AI, I think it's called by now. More on them in a second. So you download the app. You have to pay for the app. So you pay, I think it's $6, isn't it? Like 1 year is like around $60-ish, I believe. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. So you pay money, then you send them 20 of your selfies, your pictures, and then they create. So you give them your data, and you're still paying. Like, you know the saying, like if you're not paying, then you're the product. In this case, you're paying and you are the product. Like what? That sounds like a bad deal already to me. So you give them your data, your pictures, your selfies, your facial data, which will become incredibly valuable. It already is, but it will become more valuable as time goes by, obviously. And then you also give them money. Like, I mean, from a business point of view, I'm like, well, I'm impressed, like by Prisma / Lensa, what they're doing with it. Smart, like take money and take all the data. So that's already a point that I don't get. Then, from a privacy point of view, right? Again, like I wouldn't feel comfortable giving like a random app all my data, like in this case, like my pictures, but the picture is not only your face, right? So I mean, at first they have your face, but the picture comes with so much metadata as well, like where the picture was taken, probably when it was taken, like all the metadata that's attached to a picture that comes with it. I'm sure. I know I'm guessing, so it's not a fact, but I'm sure, like, if you analyze pictures, if that's like your thing, you'll probably also analyze this kind of data. Right, so why wouldn't you? Then on their website, on the Lensa app website, they say what kind of data they're keeping with you, and they're quite open about it. I think it's just the way it's phrased. And I'm not saying that they're doing this to hide something. It's just like the wording that every terms of service is using. So it doesn't sound like creepy, right? So it's like, yeah, we're just going to use your data, and all the data that comes along with it. What does it mean? It's like the data that comes along with it, for example, right? That I'm paraphrasing, but something similar is on the website on the terms of service. I'm not going to read it to you right now, but I read it before I recorded this video, so check it out. It's if you go to the Lensa app website, you scroll all to the bottom, you have to accept the cookie so that the pop-up goes away, and then you click on privacy policy, and then you can see all that. So they're going to read more than just your pictures. They will have access to all the data on your phone. They will tell you how to slide off if you're on an iPhone, or how you then just opt out if you're on Android, for example. But it's opting in by default that you give them more access to your data, right? So who's to say that it stops at the picture, for example? Like they're using second-party data. So not only first-party data means you upload stuff directly, right? Your pictures, your selfies. But then like second-party data, like of affiliated apps, for example, of affiliated websites that they're collaborating with, they can use their data then to cross-reference, for example, and then third-party data like cookies or whatever that might be, right? So it's not only your pictures that you're uploading there, is what I'm saying. And so lots of data that you're giving to them, and you're giving them money, which is crazy, right? So I just, that makes me shiver. Again, maybe I'm too paranoid, maybe I'm too old, but because, I mean, data is the number one valuable thing online, right? The data you can track, you can categorize, you can personalize, you can do all those things just to target you better. And if it's only for marketing, that's bad enough. But hey, whatever. If it's only to like tweak the algorithm that shows you ads on Instagram, you might say, yeah, whatever, maybe I get better ads. Okay, cool. If you're cool with like everyone using your data just to target you and to make you go like buy this, cool. But who's to say that it stays with only marketing purposes? Maybe there are different purposes. It's like they're trying to influence you in a political way and like the way you think about stuff and like trying to drive your opinion in a certain direction. Maybe it's political purposes. Maybe it's even ideological purposes. Who knows? Right? So that's what's freaking me out a little bit when it comes to things like that. And that people like, for example, on Twitter, I mean, can't even take him seriously anymore, but people who used to be like privacy advocates, like Kim.com, for example, but of course, no. I mean, now he probably tweets whoever pays him the most money, I guess, allegedly. I'm not saying I know it, but it feels like it. So, but people who used to be like privacy advocates who just like now share this stuff is just so bothersome. Also then, and I'll try to keep it short with my rant, the company that's running Lensa, right, Prisma is now called Prisma Lab. I think Prisma Labs is what it's called, right? They've been in the news like years ago already with a different app. Similar issues. They would like, I don't know, coolify. They would like artsify your picture. You upload your picture, and then they would apply like some cool art filters, like different styles. It looked different than other apps back then. Like it was a few years ago, maybe like 3, 4, 5 years ago. And the same issue back then with like the privacy that they would upload or have access or ask for more access to more of your data rather than only your pictures. And they would keep your data for longer. It also states on the website, if you delete the app, the account is not deleted, for example. That's with all the services, apps, social networks. That's all the case, right? But just be aware of that. So that's also the case here. So they've been in the news back then, like in this privacy issue sphere in the regards to privacy issues back then already with like the previous Prisma app. I think it was actually called Prisma. And now with Lensa again. Now, what's the goal there? Like, what are they using data for? Is it just for data collection and then selling it to marketing companies? Maybe. Is it collecting the data and then giving it to, and I'm just throwing it out to like the Russian bot farms, for example. Who knows? Right? The Internet Research Agency, I think that's what it's called, what Rogan is talking about all the time. And I'm not saying I believe Rogan with everything, but just one example. Or maybe they're selling it to the US government. Maybe they're selling it to the Chinese government. Maybe they're selling it to whoever gives them the most money. So I'm not saying they're on whatever side they are, even though if you look at who founded it, you might have an educated guess, but it's just now all alleging to what could happen or what the reason could be. But what I'm saying is, be careful with your data. Why give someone all the data and then also pay them the money to get all your data? Let me know what you think about Prisma, Lensa. You're like, don't overreact. It's just cool and fun. I don't care who has my data. What are they going to do with it besides just targeting me? Am I overreacting? Should we be more aware? Shout out. Let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for indulging in my rant. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe to the thing. Rate it if you're listening to it on any podcast platform because it helps to get a bigger audience. It's appreciated. Until then, stay safe, take care. Don't create too many AI selfies. Sawadee.